everyone, welcome back to NYJ Films. Today, I will be doing a record prediction video for the New York Jets. I'm so excited for this upcoming season, so let's get right into it. Week 1 versus the Bills, I think we win. MetLife is going to be electric. Aaron Rodgers is in the building. Monday Night Football, ESPN. This team is going to have so much energy. I cannot wait, and I think we come out on top in a bang to start the season 1-0. Week 2 versus the Cowboys, I think we win. We definitely have the better offense. I think we definitely have the better defense, and we have the better special teams. Don't discount the special teams, trust me. Plus, we don't know how well Dak will play, especially with a new OC, so I think we come out on top. Week 3 versus the Pats, I think we smoke him. Robert Saleh and the Jets want their revenge from last season. We should not have lost to them in either of those games, and yet we did, so we're going to smoke them these two games this season, and I think we win. Week 4 versus the Chiefs, I think this is our first loss of the season. Patrick Mahomes is something else. He's better than Rodgers, and only two or three quarterbacks are better than him. Andy Reid is also one of the smartest minds in football, and he will prepare his team very well, so I think they will just barely beat us. Week 5 versus Denver, I think we win. I think that they will be better this year, but the Jets are definitely the better team. Patrick Surtain, you could argue, is better than Sauce Gardner, but as a whole, the team is so much better. We're going to win. Week 6 versus the Eagles, I think this is our second loss of the season, unfortunately. The Eagles have done a great job at rebuilding the team. They are super complete. They deserved to win the Super Bowl last year, in my opinion. Their offense is phenomenal. Their defense is phenomenal. The special teams is great. They're just a very complete team and I think they win. Week 7 is the bye, a great time for the team to rest up and heal. Up to now, the Jets are 4-2. Week 8 versus the Giants, I think we get the win. The Giants are a good upcoming team and playoff contenders, so they showed a lot of progress last year. But I don't think Daniel Jones is the answer. He's not going to have many wide receivers to throw to besides Saquon. The defense is pretty good, and special teams is whatever. So I just don't see much for them doing. I don't see them doing much better this season than they did last season, and I think the Jets can beat them pretty easily, and we win. Week 9 versus the Chargers, I think we lose. This is a very underrated game for the Jets. I could see them sneakily beating us, and I think that's what happens. Justin Herbert's a very good QB, top 10, top 7, maybe even top 5 in the NFL. He's so good. If Mike Williams and Keenan Allen can stay healthy, he has a great wide receiving core. Plus Joshua Palmer, Eckler. The defense is not bad either. They've added a lot of studs. They could have a really good season this year. But I mean, I feel like we get our hopes high on the Chargers every year. So we'll have to see. But anyway, I think the Jets lose this game, unfortunately, which brings us to only 3 losses of this on the season so far. Week 10 versus the Raiders, we win. Josh McDaniels is definitely not the answer for the Raiders. I do not like him as a coach at all. I think he'll get fired after the season. Plus, Jimmy G at quarterback, he's fine. He's not much better than Derek Carr. I don't really know what the point was for moving on from him. Besides, he knows Jimmy better from when he was on the Pats. So I think we can win this pretty easily. Week 11 versus Buffalo, I think we lose. Playing in Buffalo is going to be hard, and I think the Bills are going to know that this game is going to be do or die for them if they want to win the division because of how competitive we're going to be. So I think they get their revenge and they beat us. Week 12 versus the Dolphins, I think we win at home. We don't know how Tua will be by this point in the season, but if we can contain Tyreek and Waddle, I think our D line can kill their O line, and we can easily win. I'm not really scared of the run game. Their defense is really good, but offensively, it's all about getting home to Tua, and I think we can win. Week 13 versus Atlanta, we win. Atlanta is mid rebuild. They've got some good pieces like Pitts and Bison, but I think we win. Week 12 versus the Texans, I think we win once again. This point of the season is going to be where we go on a nice win streak, like 6, 7 games, and give us momentum into the playoffs. The Texans are also a mid rebuild team, and also have a bunch of decent pieces, but I think are a little bit farther back. But either way, I think we get the dub. Week 15 versus the Dolphins, I think we lose this too. Traveling out to Miami, similar to traveling to Buffalo, can be really hard. The, it's just gonna be hard. If we can do what we did, if we can do like what I'm predicting us to do in the first game with causing pressure, I think we can win. But I think we ultimately lose. Week 16 versus the Commanders, I think we win again. We don't know how Sam Howell will be, but besides their D line and Scary Terry, their team doesn't really scare me, so I think we win. Week 17 versus Cleveland, I think this is a very interesting game and a sneaky game that we could lose. Cleveland is a very underrated team. Their offense is so good. They have Nick Chubb, they have good wide receivers like Amari Cooper, their O line is really good. Their defense is outstanding. Their defense is so underrated. Cade York, I gotta get some of that York. But anyway, this special team is good. But it's all up to the quarterback, man. If they could have had a good quarterback the past 3, 4 seasons, they could have easily been Super Bowl contenders. But yeah, it's up to how Watson plays this season. If he's like his old self, like how he was with the Texans, I think they can win and go deep into the playoffs. If it's similar to how he played last season, I think we win, and the Browns are going to be looking at themselves, wondering why they did the trade. But ultimately, I think we win. Week 18 versus the Pats, last game of the season, I think we could win or lose. If we're playing our starters because this is an important game or we just want to win the game, I think we can easily crush them again. I'm not scared of the Pats. However, if we've already clinched a playoff spot and we want to be careful because of injuries so we rest starters, I think that would be the only way we lose. But even then, our roster is so good that I think we could still win either way. But last game of the season, I think we lose. Thanks everyone for watching. I had the Jets ending with a 12-5 record and make the playoffs. I would love to see the Jets make a deep playoff run. Man, it's been so long. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe and share your record prediction in the comments.